Hello guys, I am Vaishali Kant here and we are discussing chemistry. Today we are going to start the next chapter, that is the stoichiometry in the chemical reactions. Today we are going to discuss some concepts and a lot of numerical problems on this chapter. So let's start discussion with the first concept. What is the first concept? It is the mole ratio in the chemical equation. Now we all know what is a chemical equation. The chemical equation, how it looks like, we know. Now we are treating the chemical equation like a recipe. When you are making food, you have some recipe, right? So when you have a recipe, you have some ingredients also. So now the chemical formula is treated as the ingredients. And now we have the coefficients in the chemical equations as well. The coefficients is giving me the ratio of one chemical to the another chemical used. How much one chemical is used, how much the second chemical will be used in compared to the first chemical. That is understood with the help of the coefficients, right? So the ratio is giving me the number of entities and it is not giving me the mass. It is giving me how many atoms of one element are combining with the atoms of another element to give the third element. It is not giving me the mass of first element combining with the mass of second element to give the mass of the third element. We need to know the mass as well, so which we can also find out. So we will see the various questions also depending upon it. So for example, we have the balanced chemical equation. 2H2 in the gaseous form reacts with the O2 in the gaseous forms gives 2H2O in the gaseous form plus energy. So here we have 2 as the coefficient of hydrogen. What are the ingredients? Ingredients is hydrogen gas and the oxygen gas. Coefficient here is 2, here for oxygen it is 1. So the ratio of H2 is to O2 is 2 is to 1, right? So I can say 2 times hydrogen gas is combined with the oxygen gas to produce H2, water vapor gas, right? So hydrogen and oxygen molecule combine the ratio of 2 is to 1. Now if I observe the product as well, so if I see the number of molecules of hydrogen, so here we have 2, for oxygen it is 1 and for the produced H2O it is 2. Right, now if I increase H2 as 50 or O2 required is 25 and H2O produced would be 50, right? So molecules produced for H2O is 50 when 50 molecules of H2 is combined with 25 moles of O2. Similarly, 2000 moles of H2 can combine with the 1000 moles of oxygen gas to produce 2000 molecules of the H2O gas. So similarly, I can represent it as 2 times 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23 molecules, which is combining with 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23 into 1 molecule of O2. So here hydrogen molecules are 2 into 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. Oxygen molecule is 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. Produced water vapor molecule is 2 into 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. So we know 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23 is Avogadro number, and according to which we are going to get the moles. So here 2 moles of hydrogen gas combines with the 1 mole of oxygen gas to produce 2 moles of H2O gas. So overall ratio is 2 is to 1 is to 2. So you can see the ratio is same as the coefficient. So coefficient over here is 2, here it is 1, here it is 2. So now if I find out the number of molecules of H2O, I can find out the number of molecules of H2. I can find out the number of moles of oxygen as well. I can find out the number of molecules as well and the mass as well. So what is the mole ratio? Mole ratio is the ratio of amount of entities in a chemical reaction, right? So based upon this, let's talk about the question number 1, which states what amount of hydrogen is produced when 5.2 mole of ammonia decomposes. So first of all, we need to see what is the balanced chemical equation and what amounts of the given reactants are there. So according to the balanced chemical reaction, 2NH3 in the gaseous form gives or decomposes into N2 in the gaseous form plus 3H2 in the gaseous form. So what is the number of moles of NH3? Right, so it is given 5.2 moles, right? What we have to find out? We have to find out the number of moles of H2, right? So what is the required amount? We have to find out the number of moles of H2. For that we need to find out the suitable conversion factor. 2 moles of NH3 divided by 3 moles of H2 could be one conversion factor, and 3 mole of H2 divided by 2 mole of NH3 could be second conversion factor. How I have found out that? With the help of the coefficient over here, 2, 3. So 2NH3 divided by 3H2 or 3H2 divided by 2NH3, right? So here what we need to find out, we need to find out the ammonia to hydrogen. So which ratio we are going to use? We are going to use this ratio because hydrogen here is in numerator and we have to find out hydrogen. So 5 mole of NH3, 5.2 mole of NH3 over here, 5.2 mole of NH3 was there, it is multiplied with the conversion factor 3 by 2, it is giving me 7.8 mole of H2. So I have found out that when 5.2 mole of ammonia decomposes, 7.8 mole of H2 here it is produced. Coming to the next question, a freshly exposed surface of aluminium quickly reacts with oxygen to form a layer of aluminium oxide. What amount of oxygen is required to react completely with 6.4 into 10 raised to power minus 2 moles of aluminium? First of all, again here we have to find out the balanced chemical equation. The balanced chemical equation will involve the reaction of aluminium with the oxygen to form Al2O3. So 4 aluminium in the solid states reacts with 3 O2 in the gaseous state to form 2 Al2O3 in the solid state, right? Now here what is given? It is given that we have 6.4 into 10 raised to power minus 2 moles of aluminium. So below aluminium we are going to write its amount in moles, so 6.4 into 10 raised to power minus 2 mole. And what we have to find out the number of moles of O2. So here in below O2 we are going to write number of moles of O2. Number of moles of O2 will be found out with the conversion factor. So what would be the conversion factor? 3 by 4. So coefficient of O2 divided by the coefficient of aluminium. So 3 by 4 is a conversion factor multiplied with the number of moles of aluminium, which is 6.4 into 10 raised to power minus 2. So number of moles of O2 is 4.8 into 10 raised to power minus 2 moles. So now here you need to know how we are finding out the conversion factor. So here 6.4 into 10 raised to power minus 2 is the mole of aluminium, right? So you can write the mole of aluminium over here. So here we have 3 times the moles of O2, you can write it over here. 4 times the mole of aluminium, you can write it over here. So mole of aluminium will get cancelled out and we are left out with the mole of O2. Coming to the next question, a typical astronaut exhales 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2 gram of carbon dioxide daily. Determine mass of lithium hydroxide required to react with this mass of CO2. Begin with an analysis of chemical equation. So chemical equation is given: CO2 in gaseous form plus 2 LiOH in solid state gives Li2CO3 in aqueous form plus 2H2O in the liquid form. So from here we have to see the balanced chemical equation with the amount and the molar mass also. So the balanced chemical equation, it is given already in the question, which is CO2 in the gaseous form plus 2 LiOH in the solid states gives Li2CO3 over here in the aqueous state plus 2H2O in the liquid state. So we just have to do with the CO2 and LiOH. We have to analyze the quantities of CO2 and LiOH only, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to write the given mass. Given mass over here is 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2 gram of carbon dioxide. 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2. So for LiOH we have to find out the mass. So we have written M of LiOH, right? So molar mass we can find out. We know the molar mass of carbon, we know the molar mass of oxygen. So the molecular mass of CO2 we can find out. Molecular mass of CO2 is 44.01 gram per mole. Similarly, we can find out the molecular mass of LiOH. We know the molecular mass of lithium, we know the molecular mass of oxygen, and we know the molecular mass of hydrogen. So we can find out the molecular mass of LiOH, which is 23.95 gram per mole. Number of moles of oxygen will be equal to 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2 multiplied with the 1 mole divided by 44.01. How we have found out the number of moles of oxygen? The given mass upon molecular mass. Given mass was 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2 gram multiplied with 1 mole divided by 44.01, which is the molecular mass. So when we computed it, we found out 19.995 moles. Right, so here first of all we need to find out the conversion factor to find out the number of moles for LiOH. Because we know the molecular mass, if I know the number of moles, I can find out the mass. Right, so conversion factor over here would be, I need to find out the moles of LiOH. So conversion factor would be the coefficient of LiOH divided by the coefficient of C2, which is 2 by 1. Right, so the number of moles of LiOH would be 19.995 mole of C2. So that we have found out 19.995 moles were found out for CO2. right? Now conversion factor could be 2 mole LiOH divided by 1 mole CO2 or 1 mole CO2 divided by 2 mole LiOH. What we need to find out? We need to find out moles of LiOH, so that would be in the numerator and the moles of CO2 would be in the denominator. So 19.995 moles of CO2 multiplied with the 2 moles of LiOH divided by 1 mole of CO2 gives me 39.991 moles of CO2. So now here the amount will be found out as the mass, right? So from amount I am going to find out the mass. Amount is given in the mole. I now understood what is the mole of the LiOH. Mole of LiOH is 39.991. Now if I multiply the number of moles by the molecular mass, I will find out the given mass. The given mass of LiOH is 39.991 mole multiplied with the molecular mass, which is 23.95 gram, divided by 1 mole for the LiOH, which is 958 grams. So now here how we have proceeded. So now here this is a summary of the steps. Mass of the given substance was given, right? So here mass of the given substance was 8.8 into 10 raised to power 2 gram. It is used to find out the amount of the given substance in the moles. For that we have to use the molar mass of given substance. So when I have the amount of the given substance in moles, I will use the mole ratio to find out the amount of required substance, right? So what was the required substance over here? LiOH, right? So I will find out the moles of LiOH. From the moles of LiOH, I will again use the molar mass of required substance to find out the mass of required substance, as the number of moles is used to find out the mass, right? So this is how the mass of LiOH can be found out. Coming to the next question, which states, an automobile airbag is inflated with nitrogen produced from the decomposition of sodium azide, that is NaN3. The reaction is 2NaN3S gives 2Na solid plus 3N2. So here mass of nitrogen is given. Mass of nitrogen is 87.5 gram. Its molar mass we can calculate, and we have to find out the mass of NaN3. Right, so first of all we are going to start with the balanced chemical equation, which is already given in the question, which is 2NaN3 in the solid, it is decomposed to form 2Na in solid plus 3 nitrogen in the gas, right? So the nitrogen which is present, which is observed or which is produced, it is 87.5 gram. Its nitrogen's molecular mass is 28.02 gram per mole. So we have to find out the mass of NaN3, so it is represented as MNaN3, and the molecular mass of NaN3 is 65.02 gram per mole. Now from here, first of all we are going to find out the amount of nitrogen in the moles. So number of moles of nitrogen is 87.5 gram multiplied with the 1 mole divided by the molar mass. Molar mass is 28.02. So given mass upon molar mass is 87.5 divided by 28.02 to give me 3.1228 mole. Right, so from here I know the number of moles of nitrogen is 3.1228, and I know the chemical equation as well. I know the conversion factor as well. I need to know the number of moles of NaN3. So the conversion factor would be the coefficient of NaN3 divided by the coefficient of N2, right? So 2 by 3 is the conversion factor, which is multiplied the number of moles of nitrogen. So 3.1228 moles of nitrogen is multiplied with the 2 moles of NaN3. So here we have 2 moles of NaN3 divided by 3 moles of nitrogen. So moles of nitrogen will get cancelled out, and I will get 2.0819 moles of NaN3. So now I know the number of moles of NaN3, I know the molecular mass of NaN3 as well. When I know the number of moles, the molecular mass, I can find out the given mass by multiplying the number of moles by the molecular mass. So 2.0819 is the number of moles of NaN3 and 65.02 is the molecular mass, which are multiplied to give 135 gram. So the mass of NaN3 which was decomposed was 135 gram. Now coming to the next concept, which is a limiting reagent. Limiting reagent is a very important concept. Now when I am given with 2 masses, right? So here I was given only with the 1 masses. Now if the mass of sodium and the mass of nitrogen both are given, so one of them can be in excess amount, one of them is in limiting amount. So when one is in excess amount and one is in limited amount, we have to choose the limiting reagent, and according to that we have to proceed with the calculations. So limiting reagent is a reactant that is completely consumed in a chemical reaction. whichever reactant is in limited amount, that is completely consumed, right? So if I say hydrogen is reacting with oxygen to form H2O, right? So here 2 hydrogen is reacting with oxygen to form 2H2O, right? So now here if the amount of oxygen is very large and the amount of hydrogen is less, so all of the hydrogen can react with the amount of oxygen and it can produce the amount of H2 according to the amount of H2 that was present, right? So H2 over here was the limiting reagent. So it is completely consumed. Hydrogen got completely consumed, whereas oxygen was even left after the reaction. The reactant that determines how much product will be formed. So here hydrogen determined how much H2O would be produced. After the hydrogen gas was consumed, H2O will not get produced, right? So now here coming to the excess reagent. Excess reagent is exactly opposite. It is the reactant that is still present after the reaction is complete, or which is present in the excess amount, right? So if I see the reaction in between methane and the oxygen, so methane can burn in the oxygen to form CO2 and H2O. This is a complete combustion that we have. So methane is CH4 in the gaseous form. It is reacting with 2O2 in the gaseous form to form CO2 in the gaseous form and 2H2O in the gaseous form. So whenever you have methane, you have excess of oxygen in the environment, you are burning it. So methane is present in the limited amount. You can have the methane in some cylinder and you are burning it in the environment. In the environment, oxygen is present in the excess amount. So oxygen gas is the excess reagent and methane is the limiting reagent over here. Right, I hope you understood both of them. Coming to the next question, which states determine the amount of titanium metal produced when 2.8 mole of titanium 4 chloride reacts with 5.4 mole of magnesium. So reaction is TiCl4 in the gaseous form reacts with 2 Mg in the liquid form, gives titanium in the solid state plus 2 MgCl2 in the liquid state. So the reaction over here we are writing with the various amount. So TiCl4 in the gaseous plus 2 Mg in the liquid form gives titanium in the solid state plus 2 MgCl2 in the liquid state. This is a balanced chemical equation. The amount of titanium chloride is given, that is 2.8 mole. The amount of magnesium is also given, 5.4 mole. Now we have to find out the amount of the titanium produced, or the mass of the titanium produced from the amount. So now here both of the amounts are given. We need to find out which one we have to choose. Any one of them could be in excess, any one of them could be in limiting amount, right? So first of all we have to find out which one is the limiting reagent. So first of all we are finding out the number of moles of magnesium to react with 2.8 mole of titanium chloride. So first of all I am limiting the titanium chloride moles, that is 2.8 mole, and I am finding out how much magnesium is required if I have 2.8 mole of titanium chloride. So we can find out with the help of coefficients. 2.8 mole of titanium chloride multiplied with the 2 mole. Here we have coefficient 2 mole of magnesium divided by 1 mole. Coefficient is 1 mole of titanium chloride. So mole of titanium chloride get cancelled out. So here I will left out with 5.6 mole of magnesium. Right, so if I have 2.8 mole of titanium chloride, it requires 5.6 mole of magnesium. The mole of magnesium is 5.4 only, right? So only 5.4 of magnesium is present, which is lesser than required. So I can say magnesium is the limiting reagent, right? So here now I need to find out the number of moles of titanium that is formed when I have the 5.4 mole of magnesium. So I have to do the calculation considering the magnesium because it is the limiting reagent. According to that, titanium is formed. So I have to consider the number of moles of magnesium. So number of moles of magnesium is 5.4. 5.4 moles of magnesium is multiplied with the given ratio, conversion ratio, which is 1 by 2 over here. 1 is the coefficient over here, 2 is the coefficient over here. So 1 mole of TiCl4 divided by 2 mole of magnesium. So here it is 2.7 moles. So now here you can see we have 2.7 moles of titanium is produced. So number of moles of titanium over here is 2.7 moles. Right, so you can find out the given mass also by multiplying the number of moles with the molecular mass. Coming to the next question, which is methanol CH3OH can be made using a synthesis reaction involving carbon monoxide and hydrogen. The reaction is CO in the gaseous form plus 2H2 in the gaseous form gives CH3OH in the liquid form. Right, so here what we need to find out, we need to find out the mass of CH3OH produced. So first of all, we have to start with the balanced chemical reaction. Cu in the gaseous form plus 2H2 in the gaseous form gives CH3OH. Right, so what is given? So we are given with the mass of the carbon monoxide and the mass of hydrogen. So mass of carbon monoxide is 9.8 gram, mass of hydrogen is 1.3 gram. These two are already given. We have to find out the mass of CH3OH. Right, so first of all, when both of the reactants mass is given, we can find out which one is the limiting reagent. So over here you can see we can find out the molecular mass of carbon monoxide, which is 28.01 gram per mole. Molecular mass of 2H2 would be 2.02 gram per mole. Right, so H2 will be having molecular mass 2.02 gram per mole. So number of moles of carbon monoxide would be given mass upon molecular mass. Given mass is 9.8 gram, molecular mass is 28.01 gram. So 9.8 gram multiplied with 1 mole divided by 28.01 gram is equal to 0.3488 mole. Right, similarly we are going to find out the number of moles of H2, which is the given mass upon the molecular mass. Given mass is 1.30 gram, molecular mass is 2.02 gram per mole, so it is 0.64356 moles. Right, so similarly from here I can find out the number of moles of carbon monoxide which are required to react with 0.64356 moles of H2. Right, so when I have 0.64356 moles of H2, so the number of moles of carbon monoxide would be number of moles of H2 divided by 2. So here we have the coefficient 2, here we have the coefficient 1. So 0.64356 multiplied 1 by 2, so which is 0.32178. What is the number of moles present over here? 0.34988. Right, so number of moles of carbon monoxide is more, which is present, so it is in excess reagent. It is present in the excess amount, so I can say hydrogen here is a limiting reagent, and now I am going to do all of the calculations using the hydrogen. So number of moles of CH2OH will be equal to 0.64356 multiplied with 1 by 2, because over here we have the coefficient 1. So 1 by 2, right, because I am considering hydrogen. Number of moles of CH2OH produces 0.32178, and from the number of moles I can find out the given mass by multiplying it with the molecular mass. So given mass over here is the number of moles 0.32178 mole multiplied with the molecular mass, which is 32.02 gram per mole, so which is 10.3 grams. So now here if I see all of the steps, first of all the mass of the reactants were given in the gram. We use the molar mass of the reactants to find out the amount of reactants in mole. All of the conversions are done in the mole. So then I use the mole ratio to find out the limiting reagent, and again I use the mole ratio to find out the amount of product in moles. So amount of product in the moles, CH3OH mole I found out, and after that again I use the molar mass of product to find out the mass of product by multiplying the given the molar mass of the product by the number of moles to find out the given mass of CH2OH. I hope you understood all of the things, and I hope in the next class you are going to meet me to simplify the next concepts and numericals. Thank you so much.